Welcome back to When We Feel Like It Daily.
Yeah. Well,
You were
it's been
traveling, I was traveling,
it's been a week. Yeah,
hmm
quite a week, I should say.
and you are currently in.
The United Club at SeaTac. At 4 o'clock in the morning. I saw I, I saw Stephen Rose last night, and he got in his car at the airport. I mean,
Mm.
at the hotel, and drove away. And I turned to the door, and my phone buzzed, and it was Kyle. And he's like, "I'm in the whatever the name of the bar is," and it's like the bar that's right inside the hotel. And I'm like, "Huh." It was like I'm like, I don't even have to respond to this. I'll just walk 10 feet and say hello. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm working on zero sleep is what I'm trying to say.
I mean,
Anyway,
I noticed actually this morning when I was looking at like, wow, Paul posted those Instagram pictures not long ago.
not so long ago. Yeah, exactly. Since I've been asleep.
Congratulations on that. So, how
Mm.
has build been?
I, it was pretty terrible for me, honestly. I
Yeah.
mean, between the protesters and just kind of the weirdness of the whole thing, like it was in the old convention center and the layoffs just happened. Dude, I talked to, well, I don't want to say who, I mean,
hmm
people we know. And there was a real kind of dour, depressed attitude thing going on. Like I don't know. I there's all this speculation about why they did this and why
hmm
then, and as you would imagine, and everyone's just like, man, like we just go at any time now. I guess like I don't know. It's just this has had a really weird effect on everybody.
Yeah. I mean, that's especially when they're. I mean, these are people's jobs, so you have to be very sensitive. But when they felt, from what we've heard on the external factor, very arbitrary, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like this particular product group is dead, it's done.
Yep.
Like it was just a
Yep.
buckshot across the org, and
Well, so I can verify that it feels that way internally as well.
yeah,
So this was I'm actually kind of surprised by this, but it was as surprising to them and as weird and whatever as it seemed like to us. So yeah, I just I don't know, man. It was it was very strange. You would think this company was like spinning around the drain or something, but
that's
it
the
just
thing. They're not.
that's
They're not even close.
I mean, they're the biggest company in the world. Like it's like it doesn't make any sense. But I I don't know, man. I don't know. I got nothing. How was your week?
Sounds like it was better than yours.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there were
Well,
some.
it was good seeing people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's always the catch ups are why you go. Okay,
Yeah.
realistically, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, 100%. Like that was great. But
I mean, other than the existential dread of AI and seeing what it can do these days, and all the stuff that was announced between Build and Google I/O, which we'll talk more about when you get back.
mhm.
I almost said stateside, but Pennsylvania side.
Yes, the
Yeah,
Eastern whatever,
uh,
100%.
it's
But I mean, just but
interesting.
quickly though, like the Google thing was amazing, right? Like
Yeah,
the Google thing was like an onslaught of like 1,000 announcements. I mean, it's not the first time this has happened, but man, it really stood out. Like it was that was that was something else.
yeah. There's a there's a lot going on,
Hmm.
and I don't know. I have many mixed opinions on it. Um,
Yeah, yeah, of course. But I mean, I think from their perspective, there's still people who are like, "Oh man, they're so far behind. They're blah blah blah, whatever." And I think this was them being like, I think we're winning actually."
yeah.
You know, like so.
Well, of course, they're going to give off the impression that they're so far ahead. They would be dumb to do anything else. The thing is I think the great moat that all these companies have doesn't exist. time
Yeah, 100%.
time will be the biggest penalizer for anybody who's in the lead right now because they
Oh,
will catch up. OpenAI has whatever its lead, whatever you want to call it, DeepSeek, but give it enough weeks at this point, and everybody kicks out a new model. Unless you're Meta and you do Llama 4 that kind of flopped in comparison.
well, listen, they saved Azure AI Foundry because Grok is finally in there, so everything's
It's
fine there. And
mission accomplished.
no, I mean, look, Apple and Google especially, and then eventually, I'm sorry, Google and Microsoft, and then eventually Apple have that kind of platform tie-in thing. And this is particularly strong on mobile. I think right now, at least, ChatGPT is sort of like the Chrome of this world in a way. Like it's like the one people kind of adopt, even though there's stuff built in.
It's the name
But
brand.
but but like you said, like that could change in a heartbeat. And the big thing though to me is all the interoperability bits like
Hmm.
MCP, A2A, and then I'm gonna get this one wrong, but NL Web I think it's called, or Web NL, whichever that one that is.
Yes.
Um, this is like these things together are kind of the great levelers, and the industry is just deciding en masse that we're all doing the same thing, and so they probably have to, I guess. But it also means that going forward, it will be easier or easy just to go back and just pick whichever one you want. It won't matter. They're all going to have the same stuff basically.
So we're already kind of there today because in the little apps that I like to build with Cursor, you can
Hmm.
switch between you can ChatGPT, you can use
Yep.
Google's, and you can use Claude, and you can
Yep.
actually have it just randomize which one it's using based on
Hmm.
cost. And I'll tell you, you can sometimes tell a difference, but you're talking fractional between like the top tier models. Like it's
Yeah. I mean, I'm just making this up off the top of my head. I haven't looked into this for even 1 second, but like one of the issues I have like with our site is like the search is terrible, right?
mhm.
So, I think a lot of people, you go to Google or go to the address bar, type in whatever you're searching for, and then type site colon var.com or whatever, right? So I imagine this future where I can just use this natural language search stuff, NL Web or whatever it's called. And the thing that's fascinating is like, assuming I'm correct here, I mean, I think I could just like kind of flip a switch on the back end and be like, all right, use this today, use this, and
Mhm.
like if tomorrow it's like, oh, this new thing is really good for this one thing that I'm doing, like just switch right away. So that's awesome. Assuming I'm correct about what I just said, but it sounds great.
The other
Oh no, sorry,
what'd you do?
I left my jacket in security.
Well, we'll wrap up on this. And the other massive thing that's happening is OpenAI just gave Johnny Ive $5 billion for his old company IO. They're
Mhm.
they're merging but not merging because like he's joining but not joining. It's weird, but they're
I
gonna
have
build
to think
hardware.
that what they really did was give whatever billions of dollars because he is Johnny Ive, and they're like paying for the name and have him associated with whatever. And I guess they're coming out with hardware. It's like the weirdest
Apparently,
thing.
so from what I've read, the IO company was originally given like $1 billion from ChatGPT as an investment last year.
Okay,
And so like the announcement was like $6 billion, but they're only paying five because they've already given them $1 billion. So like they're like, look, we like what you're doing. We're just taking the rest of you, and that's it.
nice. Yeah.
So
All right.
maybe you can go find an agent who
Yeah, I'm
will
gonna go see if
yeah,
I can get my thing back.
yeah,
So it's not the worst thing to lose, but
it's still a thing.
it's still a thing. Yeah.
Better than your sanity. All right.
All right. Well,